when Zoe, Ben, Jason, Amanda, Mike, and Danny each individually receive a puzzle box containing a business card for an escape room that would lead to a $10,000 prize should they be one of the first to actually escape it, they're all intrigued and sign up to join in. However, they soon discover that this escape room is real, and the only way to truly escape is to survive. This is Escape Room. And yeah, this is definitely a movie that came out in early January. I gotta admit, very, very briefly, this film kind of had me. I thought it was at least somewhat passable. It was going pretty... It did some things pretty well. It wasn't great. Unfortunately, it's not particularly terrifying because you can kind of tell like what's beginning to work and what isn't, and who was going to die. And you can also tell at one point this was supposed to be an R-rated movie that got changed into a PG-13 because there's only one use of the F word in it, but you can kind of sense that there was supposed to be a lot more swearing. I don't know so much about blood and gore or anything like that, but I could definitely say that there was supposed to be a lot more swearing in this. Not really any nudity. There's no romance to happen at all in this, but like I said, there was definitely supposed to be at least a lot more nudity, not nudity, swearing, and this was supposed to definitely be an R rating that got edited down to a PG-13. And, I mean, that wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing if they did a good job telling the story. And to be honest, for the most part, they were doing that along the way, and then it kind of started to fall apart. I mean, I think the way each of the rooms worked and the codes to the puzzles to escape, I mean, were really well done. The first room is this giant oven, and they actually have to empty the water bottle to put glasses of water on the coasters so that it presses down and it opens up an escape hatch. The next one, they find themselves in kind of this cabin, and they have to solve a multi-tiered lock, one of which is a 7-letter code to escape. And then the next one is a wintry area, and they find a key that's in a frozen ice block. And so, yeah, we get a little bit of that going on. And also, it turns out there's kind of the hidden past to all of these people. The main character, Zoe, she was the sole survivor of a plane crash that killed her mother. Ben was the drunk driver who killed his friends in a car accident, and he was the sole survivor. It turns out they're all sole survivors. Mike was the sole survivor of a mine collapse that killed his brother. Danny lost his family due to carbon monoxide poisoning again. He was the only survivor. Amanda it's Deborah Ann Wool's character, was a Iraq war veteran who was the only survivor of an IED attack, and she has kind of burns over her body. Thankfully not horribly disfiguring burns, just the kind that can be easily concealed unless she's running around in a tank top. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she got movie burns. Okay, and I'll get to Jason a little bit here. Jason is this hotshot stockbroker guy. Anybody else who does like a lot of adventuring on the weekend and sailing and rock climbing, and he's sort of like that as well. And then basically he tells his story, which is he and his buddy got trapped in a boat that capsized, and they were suffering from hypothermia, and his buddy got delirious and wandered off, tried to swim off, though it's later implied that he actually killed the guy. He's definitely a believer of survival of the fittest. And as things go on, yeah, people do die. Danny is the first to die. Amanda is the next to die. Mike is the one to die after that, and they're in this room where the idea is they think the idea is to raise their blood pressure to a point so that they could set off an EKG reader, which will unlock the key that will unlock the way to escape. Or else they'll all be poisoned by gas that will fill the room up. And at this point, like, Zoe is completely frayed. Like, the idea with Zoe is she's a college student who doesn't take a lot of risks. So she and her mother were they were in Vietnam for some reason. I can't remember what they were doing, but when their plane crashed and her mother died, and ever since then Zoe's been afraid to take risks. She's she's a good enough student, but she doesn't want to really take the risk and, you know, make herself public and make herself known and everything of that nature. But, you know, as she kind of starts to overcome her fears and she starts smashing, because the thing's on cameras, and she starts smashing the cameras, and everyone's saying, like, look, we should just be solving this thing and trying to see if we can all escape alive. But she's like, no, we need to stop these people, because she finds out that, yeah, they had file information on all of these people. Yeah, they find out, like, this is all manipulated, because it turns out there's some secret society of high-spending high rollers who want to see how people react in high stressful situations. First it was athletes, then it was savants, and in this case it's soul survivors. Yeah, to see if it was luck or skill that led them to make it through everything. Oh, jeez. Yeah, so basically this is Hostel, but instead of torture porn, it's escape rooms. And yeah, but as things go along, like I said, it's sort of implied. You find out Jason sort of, you know, he's not a good guy throughout any of this. Jason winds up accidentally killing Mike in this aspect, but Jason and Ben get locked in the room as the room's filling with poison. Zoe actually stays behind, but we find out she laid a trap by using an oxygen mask to sort of diffuse the poison, so it didn't really affect her. And she, as these guys in hazmat suits start coming in, eventually Ben is the sole survivor in this case, because I think Zoe's still dead. And he meets the game master, and he plays the whole secret society thing, and then starts trying to kill Ben because, well, you know, we can't have anyone on the outside actually saying these things. Just know that she died a winner. And yeah. But then Zoe comes to Ben's rescue, and then, you know, they go to the police, but the police go back to the place and the building's abandoned, and Zoe begins to realize there's more to it than this, because one of the words scribbled on this in a graffiti post is "No Way Out," and one of the names they've been seeing a lot is, I think it's Wei Yutan, which is an anagram for No Way Out. And we then jump ahead 6 months, and Zoe has been researching, trying to track them down, and she finds Ben, and they said, we need to take these guys down. I've tracked them down to a building in New York. And so they're going to get on a plane, and then we see this plane that's about to crash, and everyone's and it turns out it's another escape room. But this one's actually a simulation, because the group behind it is planning on crashing the plane. So yeah, they're sequel baiting in this. Yeah, like I said, for the most part, it was going along pretty well. Like, I thought it would have worked better had they just ditched the whole secret society thing. I mean, maybe, again, like, when you realize that there's the guys manipulating them, fine, have that puppet master aspect, but don't go too deep into it. They went way, 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 way too deep into it. And just have it be more about the basic human instinct of survival and stuff like that, and, you know, have Jason, you know, reveal his true colors and stuff of that nature, and, you know, and then one of them nobly sacrifices themselves, and like that worked up until, again, we started getting off the rails with the conspiracy crap, and yeah, that's where it all fell apart, really. Like I said, I was going to give this a passing grade. I was going to go, you know, this was probably just, it was a very average C, but no. I can't say it's terrible, but I can't really recommend watching it unless you're really, really, really bored. So I'm going to be giving Escape Room a D.
Sunday on a special 1-hour Alice, Vera gets engaged, but a marriage mix-up could nip her nuptials in the bud. It's a major television event when Vera gets married. Then, George Jefferson pumps iron to fight guest star Rosie Greer.
You still intend on pressing something? There's a dress in my room that needs a touch-up.
And on Goodnight Beantown, will Jenny keep Matt from running away to
Central America?
Hasta la vista.
Then on Trapper John, a marathon runner pushes himself to the limit.
You may have just had a heart attack.
Sunday.
Okay, trailer time, and, well, they're not exactly new trailers in the stricter sense of the term, but it's a lot of trailers that I haven't seen in a while, at least, and have sort of a newish feel to them. I didn't get A Dog's Way Home, thank goodness, and since that comes out next week, I don't have to worry about seeing that trailer ever again. I'm not reviewing that, I'm reviewing replicas, but that's another story for another time. But here are the trailers. First off, we get Captain Marvel again. Happy Death Day to You again. This was actually a new trailer for Happy Death Day to You. Pet Sematary again. Alita Battle Angel again. Then we actually did get a new film, The Prodigy, which is a sort of possession film of some kind. I don't know if it's a demon possession in the strictest sense of the term. It looked more like a ghost possession or something, some type of spirit or serial killer possession type deal. But not terrible looking, but it probably pretty forgettable since it's the people who did The Last Exorcism, which was the found footage Exorcist movie. So yeah. Then we had Godzilla King of the Monsters again. And then we actually did have another new trailer. This is a movie I had heard about, but I don't think I had seen the trailer to, or at least at one point I had heard it. But can't remember if I saw the trailer to it. But it's Miss Bala. A young woman is in Mexico visiting some old friends, and basically she and her friend get kind of kidnapped into the cartel, and they're forced to become kind of drug mules, and she winds up then going undercover with the FBI to rat them out. Looked interesting, but I recall this thing originally being rated R, and now it's been down to a PG-13, which does not fill me with any hope for this. Not to mention it comes out I believe, the same week as Alita Battle Angel, so I'm probably not going to be reviewing that, at least if you've seen my itinerary. And then last but not least, we had The Intruder, which is the Dennis Quaid sells a couple a house, but he refuses to leave thriller. I think those are going to be coming out in January. I think that's been pushed back to April, the same week as Avengers Endgame. So you know how well that's probably going to turn out. Yeah, so like I said, the next theatrical movie I'll be reviewing is Replicas. In between that, we're going to be reviewing the Netflix exclusive movie Mowgli, King of the Jungle. I am also starting early scripting stages for the Random Shade review on The Secret of Barry Allen. So see you all next time. Hey guys, check out my Patreon and see how you can request a movie for me to review, even if it's some stinker like A Dog's Way Home or the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Also, if you like what you see, give the video a like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell.